Hey everyone, Mark Hespin. I'm here in the Fox, Illinois studio, and it is time for another daily Fox Super Bowl preview YouTube update. Today's video, I want us to talk specifically about the biggest name in this game, the most important player in the NFL, the best player in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. There's a lot of intrigue with this Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes. He's going for Super Bowl number 4. What I think is really kind of a unique cherry on the top of this game for Patrick Mahomes is the guy who's calling the game for Fox, which of course you can watch the game on Fox, Illinois, is Tom Brady, the GOAT who he is chasing, which we talked about in yesterday's video about the pressure that maybe Mahomes is under. So I asked the question, where does Patrick Mahomes rank all time right now in the list of quarterbacks? And I don't believe it's fair to Patrick or anyone else to put him above Brady at this point in time. Brady's numbers are just ungodly. And Brady, there's a lot of work that Patrick had to do to get Brady to really be considered Brady or better than Brady. Brady's got 7 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 MVPs in the regular season. He's a 3-time first-team All-Pro. Obviously, he leads the league in passing yards, over 9,000 more yards than Drew Brees, who's second. He leads the NFL all-time in passing touchdowns. He's got 78 more than Drew Brees, who is second. His numbers are gaudy. They're incredible. The career is just unique and special. But Patrick is building something special. So I think Patrick Mahomes is already, regardless of if he wins this Super Bowl or not, put him in what I call the rarefied air for second place. I think there are, if you would have asked me 2-3 years ago, there were only 2 people that I would argue would have been second best quarterback of all time behind Tom Brady. A lot of this is preference, right? But I think 2 or 3 years ago, I said Tom Brady's 1, and then the argument for number 2 starts with 2 guys, Joe Montana and Peyton Manning. I think Patrick Mahomes has to be in that discussion now. He is in the discussion already, this point in his career, for the second greatest quarterback of all time, which is stunning when you think about it. Now, if Patrick is able to win Super Bowl number 4 for himself, if he's able to win Super Bowl MVP, 4th Super Bowl in only 6 years as a starter, it's going to be hard to say Patrick Mahomes isn't already the second greatest quarterback of all time. Let me just put it in perspective. So him compared to Manning and compared to Montana. So let's compare Patrick to Joe Montana, because he's already having basically Joe Montana's career. Joe Montana, 4 Super Bowl wins, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Mahomes already has 3 Super Bowl wins and 3 Super Bowl MVPs. 2 MVPs for Joe Montana, 2 MVPs in the regular season for Patrick Mahomes. He is also a 2-time first-team All-Pro. Joe Montana, 3-time first-team All-Pro. 8 Pro Bowls for Joe Montana, 6 Pro Bowls for Patrick Mahomes. Their careers are basically equal at this point, which is crazy because Mahomes still, it seems like, has so much more to go. Joe Montana is obviously a winner, 40,000 yards passing, 273 touchdowns. Mahomes is basically already at those numbers, 32,000 yards passing in 6 seasons is just insane, with over 200 and something, 245 touchdowns as well. He's equaling Joe Montana. Now, Joe Montana, what he did at a time, you don't really compare numbers, right? Like his passing yards, his passing touchdowns, it's just not comparable. But what he did in the league as a winner during his time, it was certainly unmatched at that point in time. We didn't think anyone would catch Montana. I remember being young in the early 2000s debating the best quarterbacks of all time, and it was Joe Montana and everyone else. Well, now he's in this race for number 2 with Patrick Mahomes. The only other person I would put in that race with them is Peyton Manning, because Peyton Manning has the Super Bowls, not as many as Patrick, but the 2 Super Bowls, the 1 Super Bowl MVP. But Peyton Manning was a regular season menace. 5 MVPs, 7-time first-team All-Pro. That's more than Mahomes and Brady combined. 14 Pro Bowls. Again, an insane amount. That's more than Mahomes and Joe Montana combined. Obviously, then he's 3rd all-time in passing yards and 3rd all-time in touchdowns. To me, what is so unique about Patrick Mahomes is this early in his career, he's already considered, in my opinion, in the debate for the second greatest quarterback of all time. He wins this Super Bowl. He wins the Super Bowl MVP. I think you could argue that it's solidified. He is already the second greatest quarterback of all time. I'm going to keep him in the discussion right now with Manning and Montana. Those are the top 4 in kind of any order, in my opinion, you want to work them. And all of those guys, to me, are in a tier above Rodgers, Favre, Breeze, Elway, Marino, Aikman, Unitas. All those guys are great. And there's a couple other guys you might want to throw on that list as well. But I think Montana, Peyton Manning, and Patrick are in a special group above that other group, behind Tom Brady, and it looks like Patrick Mahomes is rising to the cream of that crop. Follow me on all social media at Mark Hespin. All next week, the week of the Super Bowl, we'll have special YouTube content. And of course, join us on Fox Illinois in the mornings for special on-air content leading up to the Super Bowl as well. Can't wait for it. Again, at Mark Hespin on all social media.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to watch more videos from Fox Illinois.